Hi and welcome to Chemipedia, chemistry classes for 11th standard. Today's video I'm going to discuss about various periodic laws which are used in the construction of periodic table. So which comes in unit number 3, periodic classification lesson. There are several laws were used in the construction of periodic table. Dobrynin's law, de Chantois' law, Newland's law of octave, Mendeleev periodic law, modern periodic law, as well as Henry Moseley work, etc. That is what we are going to discuss in this video. First, let me say about what is meant by Dobrynin's law with an example. Okay. So actually, Dobrynin, he has contributed something for the construction of periodic table, and while he constructed the periodic table, he kept three elements in every group, and he framed a law which is called as Dobrynin's law of triad, which is also called as law of triad. According to Dobrynin's law, in triads, the atomic weight of the middle element is nearly equal to the arithmetic mean of atomic weights of other two elements. So which means when three elements are arranged in a group, the atomic weight of the middle element is found to be approximately equal to the average of atomic weight of the other two elements. That is, average of atomic weight of first element and third element is equal to the atomic weight of middle element. So that is the Dobrynin's law of triad. So let us see some example for that. He kept lithium, sodium and potassium in a single group. Lithium atomic weight is 7, potassium 39. The average of these two numbers is 23, which is nothing but the atomic weight of middle element sodium. Similarly, the other examples, chlorine, bromine, iodine. The atomic mass of middle element bromine is about 80, which is nothing but the average of atomic weight of first and third element, that is chlorine and iodine. Chlorine atomic weight is about 35.5 and iodine is about 127. The average of these two atomic weights is about 81.25. So approximately we are getting the atomic weight of bromine around 80, isn't it? Right. Similarly, the third example, calcium, strontium and barium. The atomic weight of calcium is 40, barium is 137. Average of these two numbers is 88.5. So which is nothing but 88, the atomic weight of the middle element strontium. Okay. So these are some evidences for Dobrynin's law of triad. The next law is nothing but Charpentier's law. De Chantois' law. De Chantois' law states that the properties of bodies are properties of number. De Chantois' law is nothing but properties of bodies are properties of numbers. Here the number indicates atomic number. So which means the physical and chemical properties of elements are based upon the atomic number. So physical and chemical properties of every element is decided by only its atomic number. That is the law which was given by a scientist, de Chantois, which is also called as de Chantois law. Okay. Then the next one, Newland's law. Newland's law of octave. So this is also called as law of octave. So together Newland's law of octave. So Newland, while constructing his periodic table, he arranged the elements in the increasing order of atomic weights. Whereas in modern periodic table, the elements are arranged in the increasing order of atomic number, whereas the earlier stage, the scientists were arranged the elements based on atomic weights in the increasing order of atomic weights. Right. So on arranging, so let us see what is the law. On arranging the elements in the increasing order of atomic weights, the property of every eighth element are similar to the property of first element, just like an octave of a musical note. So which means when the elements are arranged in the increasing order of atomic weight, every eighth element found to be similar with first element. Otherwise, the first and eighth element is found to be similar in their properties. Okay, just like an octave of musical note. Okay, right. So let us see some example for that. Look at the example given there. So lithium. Actually, this is nothing but the second row element in the modern periodic table. Lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen and fluorine, isn't it? Then it is followed by sodium. When you start here with number 1, lithium, 2 beryllium, 3 boron, 4 carbon, 5 nitrogen, 6 oxygen, 7 fluorine. Then 8th one is nothing but sodium. So lithium is the first element, sodium is the 8th element. So they are supposed to have similar properties, okay, according to the Newton's law of octave. Similarly, when you start one from sodium, so when you come to potassium, you get a number 8, isn't it? So that this is the first element, this is the 8th element, so that sodium and potassium are found to have similar properties. Okay, so this is the evidence for Newton's law of octave. Okay. Then the next law is nothing but Mendeleev periodic law. So this was proposed by Mendeleev. So according to Mendeleev periodic law, physical and chemical properties of elements are periodic functions of atomic weights. So what Mendeleev proposed is physical and chemical property. That is, every property of element is decided only by the atomic weight of the element. That is, atomic weight is the deciding factor of every property of the element. That is nothing but the Mendeleev periodic law. Okay. The next one is nothing but modern periodic law. So almost modern and Mendeleev periodic laws are almost similar. Only difference, Mendeleev periodic law is based on atomic weight. Modern periodic law is based on atomic number. So the statement of modern periodic law, physical and chemical properties of elements are periodic functions of atomic number. So for modern periodic law says that the property of every element is based on its atomic number only. Okay, so atomic number is the deciding factor of all the properties of an element. Okay, so such as the electronic configuration, valency, combining capacity with other element, everything is decided only based on atomic number. Okay. Then the one more, Henry Moseley work for the construction of periodic table. Actually, Moseley, he studied the X-ray spectra of different elements by bombarding those elements with high energy electrons. So what he performed an experiment. He took the different elements, atoms, and he passed high energetic electrons over those atoms. So X-rays were ejected from the atoms. He collected the X-rays and he studied the properties of X-ray, and from that he derived a relation. That is, square root of nu is equal to A into Z minus B. This is a relation which relates the frequency of X-ray emitted from the atom with the atomic number. Here nu is nothing but frequency of the X-ray which is emitted by the atom when it is bombarded with the electron, and small a, b are nothing but constants. They are constants for all the elements. They have same value for all the elements, whereas Z is nothing but atomic number of the atom. Okay. But now he plotted the frequency and atomic number in a graph. That graph was very useful to find out atomic number of new elements. So the frequency, using the frequency of X-ray which is emitted from a particular atom, the atomic number of that unknown atom can be easily determined. Okay, that is the one application, important application of Henry Moseley's work. Okay, so these are the various laws what we are using in the construction of periodic table, so which are generally called as periodic laws. Right. Thank you.